I just thought tonight was a high-level game. You know, it's exactly what we expected. Coming into here, playing a really good team in front of all their home fans. It was a game that we viewed as a great opportunity for us in our program. You know, obviously for us, it gave us the opportunity again to do something that has never been done, which is to advance to Saturday in this tournament. And it's something we talked about, and we talked about taking advantage of those opportunities. You never know. You can never take for granted when you're going to get opportunities to do something. And tonight we had an opportunity. Was really proud of our team. We had a lot of toughness. We withstood a big run at the end of the first half to start the game, and then at the end of the first half, early second half. And, you know, I thought McIntosh's three in front of our bench when we were down 10 was maybe the biggest shot of the game. Gavin drove in there, and I guess I'll call that a no-look pass. And Brian hit the shot, and it just kind of settled us. It got it to 7. I think it was our first basket of the second half, and it kind of got us back into the flow. And then I thought our defense in the second half, you know, carried us.
Questions for the students, please? Raise your hand. We'll get the mic to you. A little here in the second row.
For Scotty, what was different defensively? I know you guys had trouble with Melo and you weren't able to play. What did you take from the film session, and what did you take from the guys who had defended him earlier in the year?
Well, in the previous game, Melo got a lot of points off curls and ball screens, and our help line wasn't really in the right position. So, you know, we adjusted how we were guarding him, and I think, you know, with everyone, you know, in the right positions, we did a better job.
Teddy.
For both Gavin and Scotty, I mean, you guys have had some good moments at Welsh Ryan, but it seems like most of your good moments come on the road and in arenas like this. Both of you, if you could address that.
Gavin, start with you, please.
It's interesting, you know, going to different arenas and playing. I think the great thing about our team and the weird thing about our team is that we play harder at away games. I feel like our team, we really come unified and come together and buckle down, you know, get things done the way we need to and win games.
Scotty.
Yeah, we definitely feel that, you know, when we're on the road in enemy territory, we definitely come together as a team. And, you know, we want to, you know, come together and, you know, go in there in a harsh environment and get a win.
Additional questions? Way in the back.
Scotty, as Coach said, you know, there's a lot of firsts for this program this year. What does that feel like for you guys going through this right now and the excitement about it?
You know, obviously, we're super excited right now to be, you know, on a stage where we've never been before. I don't really think that we realize what we're doing right now. I think, you know, after the season and, you know, a couple years down the road, we'll realize what we've done and what we've accomplished. But, you know, just being in the moment, it's awesome, you know, being able to be a team that got 10 wins in the Big Ten, broke our single-season win record, and made it to the semifinals of the Big Ten tournament. It's an awesome feeling, and it really shows how hard we've worked over the years.
Right down here in front.
For both of you guys have the 18-round boxing match mentality. How did that mentality shift when you go into tournament play?
Gavin, start with you again.
Yeah, you know, you have to carry those things over. You know, a great thing about what our coach does is that he keeps us fighting, he keeps us in the game. So out of those 18 rounds, you know, we're pretty beat up and tired, but coach doesn't let us, you know, let up and things like that. He keeps our bodies fresh. He doesn't overwork us. So a huge thing that we have to do is every day have a new mindset and a fresh mindset of winning games.
Scotty?
Yeah, for sure. When Coach talks about 18 rounds, you know, if we lose one, it's not the end of the world. We just want to make sure we win more rounds than we lose. So, you know, when we win one or we lose one, we got to move on to the next one. And Coach, you know, keeps that fresh in our minds.
Back to Teddy.
Both players hate to throw a Wisconsin question at you so quickly, but you know they're going to be incredibly fired up after what you did to them in Madison. How do you think that victory might influence tomorrow?
Scotty, start with you.
You know, Wisconsin's obviously a great team, and we beat them on their home court. And we know that, you know, on this stage, they want to win a championship too. So they're going to play hard, and we had their number. So I think that's going to make them play even harder.
Gavin, want to add anything?
Yeah, I agree. I think also that, you know, we had the same taste when we played Maryland today. I think they'll have the same taste that we had today when we play them tomorrow. So we have to kick it up a notch. defensively and offensively to beat them. Like Scotty said, they're a really good team, but they're definitely beatable. So we need to come in with a fresh new mindset and a whole new round and hopefully win tomorrow.
Take a couple more right here in the aisle.
DeMonte Dodd picked up the 2 early fouls, never really got in a rhythm. Was getting him in foul trouble with Tchaikovsky being out one of the big emphasis points of the game plan heading into today?
Gavin, I'll let you take it.
Yes and no. I mean, it's obviously great to have a starter get 2 fouls early. I think that helped us out a lot. A huge thing that we needed to do though was stop Melo Trimble, and I think we were successful tonight in doing that. But having Dodd pick up those 2 early fouls, I think definitely helped us in our game for sure.
Is there one last for the students before we let them go? Anybody? Okay, we'll do it right here.
For Scotty, I know this offseason was really important for you, especially on the defensive end. And then tonight you were asked to guard a lot of guys, but especially Melo. How important was this offseason for you to just become a different player on that end? And then how were you able to, play three, 4 different guys on the defensive end and be able to do it all with equal efficiency?
Well, this offseason was about, picking up my work ethic and being more disciplined and, being a better player and teammate. So with that, I think, I was just getting better every day, every workout, and every game that I played. But, playing different positions, I know that's what Coach asked me to do. I got to do what he asked me to do, and I feel that I'm a versatile player and I can guard multiple positions. But it was more about, not being tired and trying to push through. And you can't be tired in these type of situations. That's not an excuse.
Fellas, thanks very much. May return to the locker room. Good luck tomorrow. Take questions for Coach Collins. Start right down here on the left.
All right, guys, good job.
Chris, Vic has talked all year about how this team wants to be a different Northwestern team. I mean, you guys haven't reached the ultimate goal yet, obviously, but they have been different. And how have you felt watching them do that?
It's just been an honor coaching this group, really has. To have all these guys believe in what we were trying to do from day one, when we really didn't have much to believe in but a dream and a vision, and to see them work for these things, and that's what makes it fun for me, is just thinking back of all the times I saw them in the gym. I saw them coming in at night, coming in, getting together and talking about the game and how we could be better, and that bad taste in their mouths when we would have tough defeats or come up just a little bit short. And to see them come into this year and become the tough-minded group. We had to win tonight with toughness. I mean, this was a difficult game. Where we played last night, they were fresh. You're playing basically in their home gym, in a great environment. They got a lot of energy behind them. We got down 10. I thought we were a little bit tired. And I really challenged those guys with about 16 minutes to go, do you guys just want to go home or do you want to try to win this game? And they got a little bit fired up. They got a little bit angry, and they said, "We're here to win." And they believe it. That's what's cool. They not only say it. I feel they believe not only that they should be playing on this stage, but they should win on this stage. And that just doesn't happen overnight. It happens with a process through time and ups and downs. And for me to watch these guys grow the way they have and just kind of be a leader for them. As it's been an incredible year to coach these guys so far this season.
Right down here in front.
Coach, from the time you got hired to now, what have you learned most about yourself?
Well, I feel like I've improved a lot. I mean, there was a lot, I felt like I was prepared to come in, but there's a lot of stuff I didn't know. So, just like we ask players to, we're a developmental program in every way, shape, and form. Just like I ask my players to get better, I hold myself to that same standard. So, I feel like I've improved, handling different situations, coaching, all the things it takes in running a program. And it's been fun for me to grow with the guys. We're one. I don't know. Hopefully you guys see it. We're a together group. And it's not just the players. It's the staff. It's the staff with the players. This is a really together group, and there's no outside agendas in this group other than everybody just wants to win. And you don't get a chance to coach teams like that very often. I've been lucky to coach a few, not many. You can probably count them on one hand. This is one of those teams, and it's just exciting to be playing these kind of games that matter, and to see our guys come through on the stage has been really fun.
Teddy.
Going back to all your time at Duke and from what you've learned from that, how can having a deep run in a conference tournament then help you next week and beyond?
Yeah, well, I think some of my experience just being in postseason, maybe more so just how to manage the guys in between games. When they need rest, they need to be fresh, how much preparation versus those things. I mean, I've been very fortunate to gone deep in a lot of conference tournaments, to be in NCAA tournaments and kind of witness Coach and Kay and how he's, handled those situations. And certainly I've learned a lot from him with those things. And so I think some of my experience there may help. And, but at the end of the day too, when you're going through it as a head coach for the first time, it's different. It doesn't, you can be on that one seat over, but it's a whole lot different being in the head seat. And I'm learning as I'm going too. So I appreciate my guys just hanging with me. And I tell them all the time, we all make mistakes. I'm going to make some mistakes. They're going to make some mistakes. At the end of the day, though, we got to be together. We got to be tough, and we got to fight and try to figure it out. And I think that's what this team does, and that's why we've been successful this season.
Down in front.
There have been some times this year where your defense has carried you through some offensive struggles, and at the beginning of that second half, it seemed like you guys were a little disjointed offensively, but then the defense spurred that big run. How would you rank that second half of defense? And then having Scotty, how important was that against Melo?
Yeah, I mean, it was huge. I mean, Vic got 2 really quick fouls. It put us in a bind. I think he had 2 fouls in the first 3 minutes. So all of a sudden I'm trying to manage the whole first half with his foul trouble, and he was going to be our primary guy on Trimble. And so now it put different guys on Melo. It put Scotty on him a bunch. It put B-Mac on him, a little bit of Isaiah. And those guys had to step up and handle the deal. And at the end of the day, we did not stop Melo Trimble. You're not going to stop a guy. He got 20 points and 4 assists. So he still got his numbers. But I didn't think it was in a dominant effect. We made him take more shots, and we didn't let him run wild the way he was able to do it against us last month in Evanston. But just really proud of how our guys stepped up defensively. Their pressure bothered us. They turned us over. And again, I thought the one shot that McIntosh hit right in front of our bench when we were down 10, I felt we really settled in and really locked in after that point and put together, the rest of the game. I thought pretty good stretch of basketball.
Take a couple more right here on the right. Go ahead.
Coach, just going back to when you started to make that comeback, did you change something defensively? Because it seemed like you were starting to guard their action a lot better than what you were guarding it coming out the locker room.
We didn't adjust too much. Our main focus against them was just trying to protect our paint. And I know they hit some threes. They hit 6 threes, but they're at their best when they're attacking you downhill and getting at your basket. And so we were really just trying to compact our defense, make them play on the perimeter, make them shoot a lot of jump shots, and understand that they might make a few. I mean, Cowan made a few, Herder made a few. But overall, I thought we did a pretty good job protecting, not giving up the layups that we gave up in the last game, and not giving up the free throw. I mean, they're really good. Trimble puts so much pressure; he gets you in the bonus because he's always getting fouled. So I mean, those were the 2 things: keeping them off the free throw line and eliminating their layups.
Way in the back.
You spoke about McIntosh's big three-pointer, but in a much bigger sense, just what has he meant the past 3 seasons, being the guy with the ball in his hand a lot of times? Just how has he contributed to this turnaround?
Yeah, I mean, he's been an extension of me. I mean, it's something we talked about in the recruiting process. He and I bonded right away. He grew up a huge Duke fan, so when I called him for the first time, there was an immediate connection, and we just clicked. And I started talking to him about my vision, what I wanted for this program, and how I needed guys, but I needed a guard. I needed one guy that was going to have the ball, that could be my extension, and that could be my leader, that I could coach through out on the floor. And that's what he's been from day one, and gave him the ball from the first day he got here, and he's grown into to be an incredible player. I know I'm biased because I'm his coach, but to me, I thought he was a first-team All-League guy this year with what he means to our team. I mean, we rely on him to lead us in every fashion, to score, to assist, to be a vocal leader. And, the thing now that we're whole, when we get production offensively from our wings, that's when we become dangerous, and it takes a little bit of pressure off him. But to get back to your point, I mean, it's meant everything to have him here for these 3 years, and I love our relationship and our bond, and, I love the command that he has of our team out on the floor.
Last one out there.
Coach, everybody is asking about the defense because that obviously, I think, along with keeping the turnovers down, has been a great recipe for your success this year. But like you're 10th in the conference in field goal percentage, and you shot 60% last night and 55% tonight. Like, what's going on?
Well, again, I thought, early in the conference season, we were pretty potent offensively. When we were 7-2, we won 6 in a row. We were healthy. We were really clicking on all cylinders, and I felt like our offense was in a really good spot. And then Scotty went down. And if you eliminate a key cog like that, no matter what, it's going to disrupt your team. And, it enabled teams to really load up on McIntosh and Law, which made them take tougher shots, more contested shots. Their percentages went down. With Scotty out there as well, it opens things up for our big guys because we can stretch the floor. So I think it's just been a function of him finally getting back to 100%. He was out 3 weeks, but then it's taken him 3 weeks. He did nothing for 3 weeks. So if you do nothing for 3 weeks, it takes you 3 weeks to get back. So I think we're finally seeing him get his rhythm and get his legs back underneath of him, which has been huge for our offense.
Coach, thanks very much.
All right,
Good luck
thank you,
tomorrow.
guys. See you tomorrow.